Hello, Nubits, Nubit is here. Today I'm going to share a new game, actually very new, it's not even out yet. This is the alpha version of Forge. I've gotten an access, or I've gotten an alpha key by backing the game on Kickstarter. There'll be a link in the description as well. Please check them out and back them up. It looks like a real great project that I think can come pretty far. A small introduction to the game itself would be somewhat a mix between Team Fortress 2 and World of Warcraft Arena or something like that, more or less. But yeah, let's get started and see how it's like. Right, there are three kinds of game types so far. While you only can play the Capture the Relic, which is somewhat like, actually Capture the Flag. There are 5 different classes: the Assassin, which is like a rogue; the Pathfinder, which is more or less like a hunter; Pyromancer, mage; the Shaman, and Warden, that's somewhat like a warrior if you took it from WoW and compared with those. I really like the Pyromancer. I think it looks cool. That is, I haven't tried any of the classes, or the game at all yet. I just know how it's like from what I've read of it. I've seen a single video introducing it. Well, let's get started. I've picked the Pyromancer, and I'm meant to capture the enemy's flag, or relic as it's called, with the rest of the team, and bring it back to my own flag. So stung then pushed the wrong key by mistake. As you can see, there are 9 different skills you can use, bound to different keys, of course. While one of them, the C button, the one on the right, or the one further to the right, that is a companion or a pet or whatever. Every single class has their own pet they can control by pressing C. You'll see me use it for a very few amount of seconds a little later on in the video. But there wasn't really anything I got to use in this one, really. I didn't feel the need of using it. Under there are a lot of different skills. You can see the other Pyromancer just use some kind of shield or wall of fire. And there's a Shaman using some kind of tornado. It's all pretty cool of what I've tried so far. This is a whole lot of skills to try to hold on to. Well, learn to use. Other than that, I can give a small introduction to the UI itself. We can start down in the left part of the bar. We have the top bar, which is health. The second one, which is sprint. Well, you can use it for sprint and such. And then we have some kind of third action bar that I haven't been able to figure out what it does entirely yet. It fills up as you take damage and do damage. So I would imagine it's some kind of adrenaline bar of some kind. I've tried to look up online anything about it. I can't really find any information about it, sadly. But I'll of course let you know if I work anything new out. Next on, we have the 2 signs on the right side, which is how many points or flags or relics, as it is in this case, your team has captured. In the bottom, just onto that, there's a timer. When that runs out, the team with the most points, or the most relics captured, wins. And speaking of relic, I'm currently running around with one, as you may have noticed. Went straight into the enemy's base, more or less, and managed to sneak by them pretty much. My teammates are standing over there and fighting them off, actually. And I just decided to run towards our flag, or our relic, and see if I can capture it in time without getting attacked. Which would be the easiest thing to do, of course. So it's basically just to get back to your own relic before the enemies kill you or capture your relic, for that matter. Which I managed to in this case without any problem whatsoever, which of course won't complain about. It's still very unpopulated the servers. I mean, there was only like 5 guys on here, and that is the maximum I've ever seen just by logging on. I've been logging on a few times to see if there was any possibility to record, really. I didn't want to try to record before I really had the option to try it for real, and I thought you would need at least a few guys to do that. So there's around 5 people on total, including myself, on this server, just to see if it works, how it works for that matter. Especially the European servers are, or the server, how many it is, I'm not even sure. Are very unpopulated. I mean, this is pretty much the maximum I've ever seen on, as I mentioned before, and that's not suitable. I hope it'll get better soon. The American servers are quite filled at times, as far as I've read. It's just not the best solution for me, since I live far away from the US, and my ping would be bad, and so on. That's not really suitable to play around with. As you can see here, I've gotten quite low on health, and my adrenaline, or whatever it is, increases as well. But the problem is I can't really gain any health again. It wasn't really necessary in this case, since I didn't get away anyway. But even if I would have gotten away, I wouldn't have any chance at all to get my health back, unless I had a shaman on my team, or was a shaman myself. Else I wouldn't be able to gain my health, and I mean I could in theory be running around with 50 HP left or something, which would more or less just be a one-hit kill for anyone to hit me with. So I hope the developers will add some kind of health shrine or bandages or something. I don't really know what or how. But just something that gives players the opportunity to gain their health back after combat, so you don't go around and slay people and slowly lose health, but will end up dying because you simply don't have the chance to regain your health, no matter how good you really are. Which really is a problem, I would say. I mean, it's the option to gain health back just fits competitive gaming, I would say. At least in such cases as arenas, or whatever this would be called. Yeah, I really hope it's something they'll add. They could bring quite a lot good to the game, and well, I don't really like it as it is, so I really hope they'll add it somehow. I'm not really sure what they would do about it. Another thing I kind of like about the game is the fact that there's no such thing as armor, or at least specific armor. By that I mean that there aren't really any kind of upgrades for your character. There are different tires you can gain, but they'll more or less just make a character look more awesome and such. It can give you the option to customize the different points that it sets. I mean, you might get a little more health but lose some stamina or whatever, I don't really know. But it's not like that you can gain good gear by killing X amount of people or just be a good player and such. I mean, I'm not a very good player and stuff like this myself. I'm not good at it at all, I'm trying to say, but I like the fact that better players don't get even better gear, so the bad players such as myself would have an even harder time playing against them. That means we're somewhat on the same terms now, even though they have the better skill than me. But they don't have better armor than me at the same time, at least. So we're kind of on the same terms. I probably just have to find my forces and play on those instead. It could be finding a teammate, a healer and a shaman, or find a high advantage point, I don't know, it could be anything pretty much. I don't even know, it can be pretty much anything. But what I'm trying to get to is that everyone has an option to become somewhat good at the game. I mean, of course you need some kind of skill, but it isn't necessarily just to be in the combat. I mean, it could be to be a good healer and keep your team alive, or, as I mentioned, they'll find a good advantage point high up where no one would be able to reach you, and pretty much just shoot them down and not really giving them the option to hit you at the same time. It's, as I said, it's about using your forces and not necessarily just, well, being good at playing competitive in an arena or something like that. There we go. Also balanced. And good kill for that. That's also awesome. I had to wait 30 seconds to get spawned back. That's another thing they might want to look into. I don't mind you have some kind of respawn time, but having it after getting auto balance, that's kind of silly, I would say. One of the biggest problems during the game was pretty much just to work out how to use the different skills pretty much and what they would do and such. I did not look in the menu, there was some kind of explanation of the different skills. But even by then, you have more or less forgotten them even before you're done reading the all 9 of them. It's just an alpha, and I'm sure they'll come up with some kind of tutorial, or at least some kind of further explanation of the different skills. I would imagine some kind of tutorial come up with each character you could practice with or something. I guess it's just about getting used to it and see how it works out. I mean, you can be very, very lethal if you use your skills right. I haven't really learned that yet. I mean, I got a few kills. That's that's all cool and that. But my enemies now were very lethal. And very dangerous. I managed to keep some of them off and kill them and such, but it's very hard. I got killed there. That wasn't really the best, since I mainly spammed my left mouse button and just there is the pet I mentioned earlier. I was planning to hit my enemies with that since I didn't have any health left. They sadly died and I didn't have anything to fight with, so that was just for that pit. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot to show. The last couple of minutes are pretty much me just running around trying to find enemies, which didn't really work out as intended. At the same time, you can see I looked at the abilities as I mentioned earlier as well, which helped me a little, but that was a lot to understand and to remember, which didn't work out too well. I got in like one bell afterwards, and that was pretty much it. So I'll save you guys from the last 2 minutes of nothing going on. I would like to thank every one of you for listening to this, and well, please leave a rating if you feel like it. That would help me a lot. Other than that, I'd like to thank every one of you for watching once again, and go back up to this game if you feel like it. I feel like it deserves it. And Anubit is out.